You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's RuPaul's Drag Race After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's RuPaul's Drag Race After Show.
Now, Sissy That Walk.
Sissy That Walk. Jackie knows how to Sissy That Walk. Sissy That Walk over there.
I feel like this is just real girl boob shaking hour.
You're a real girl, and you have real boobs over there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of AfterBuzz TV AfterBuzz TV RuPaul's Drag Race. Where are we? Episode 12. Sissy That Walk. Hi. I'm back. I'm Kenny Harrison. Next to me is
Cameron Marston.
And across from me, serving up.
I thought this was cabaret pajama jam realness, but apparently it's just Queen Amidala meets geisha. The things that I think in my head are not what happen on my body.
It's all about execution. What's your name, by the way?
Jacque Borowski.
And in the booth we have tonight.
Hey guys, it's Steve again. Completely, no, I won't say completely on this show, but freshly shaven.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh.
Did I miss something?
No, I don't have a beard anymore.
Oh,
Got rid of it.
that's
You know,
great.
just for Drag Race, you know?
Okay. We're here, we're back. We're queer, most of us. Tony is not with us tonight. He is actually, tonight is the, today was the taping of the reunion.
It's still going on.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
bet you it's
still going on, and he'll probably be there until about, I don't know, tomorrow morning.
Right.
As long as, so he's not going to be with us. I'm back. And yeah.
How was the plantation?
The plantation. Actually, I was on the. I was in the north, so I was on the.
New York.
I was on the.
Am I muted?
The Runaway Railroad. Yeah, I was in New York for a week. I apologize, and I do appreciate Tony taking the lead last week. Thanks, Tony.
Dude, Tony got ripped for that.
He did a really good job, I think. And sometimes things happen, and you just kind of have to roll with it. So, we're back. If you're watching us tonight, thank you. It's AfterBuzz TV. If you're watching us on YouTube tomorrow or the next day, make a comment down below. If you're listening to us on iTunes, I was just pointing down below, so you can make your comments down below. Yeah. How are you tonight, Cameron?
I'm fine.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh, yeah? Jackie, how are you?
I think you can hear me again.
Yes.
Yay.
So me rambling was to give Jackie time to switch out her mic.
Yes.
We're all...
I know. Kenny shows every behind the scenes thing.
I try to.
You know.
Because apparently...
Steve crawled on the floor.
Show us your behind the scenes, Kenny.
There's not enough room for my behind the scenes. Tonight's episode.
No.
Oh, call us if you're watching us for
424-256-1729.
There we go. See, I knew that.
How have we been here too long?
I know. Yeah. So I just wanted to point out, since I wasn't here last week, that I was a little upset that Ben went home.
Yeah, really upset.
I had to throw in my 2 cents worth. And
I think Ben would have slayed this challenge too.
I think so too. But I do appreciate the message that he left on the mirror that they had to clean up. I actually made a copy of what it said. No, I don't. I'm just lying. I did have it, though. I printed it out, and
what Kenny does have is his form that has his Twitter handle instead, because that is more important.
It is more important that you follow me on Twitter, and I am a man of my word. You follow me, I follow you. I will follow you. You will follow me.
I think we're getting the symbol for caller.
Caller!
Or that's the symbol for hang tough.
Or hang tough.
Hello.
Hello. Who is this?
This is Bryce again.
Hi,
Bryce.
How's it going, Bryce?
I'm watching you guys live right now.
Oh, you need to go to bed. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching us. You're up late, and is it I can't even say the word.
Chattanooga.
Tennessee.
Yes,
See?
well after midnight here.
Oh, what's on your mind, Bryce? Talk to us. We haven't even gotten started, which you probably have already know.
So go ahead and start the show, Bryce. Don't be shy.
We're letting the callers start the shows now.
What did you think of tonight's episode as a whole?
A big gaping hole.
I like the fact that they had 4 people, but the fact that they had 4 people, there was a lot that got cut out. Like, Bianca's lunch with Ru was, like, very short.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Agreed.
Like, you read my mind. You read my mind.
And whose was the longest?
I think
Adore.
And why?
Because she's going to win.
Pretty much. I think that's a safe bet.
I don't have a relationship with my father.
Well, okay, so while you can stay on the line, Bryce. We're just gonna jump right into the episode.
I feel though, like, okay, if we're talking along those lines, her interview with Courtney showed nothing basically, and I think that because I've been talking to some people, and there seems to be, Courtney is painted as kind of the person who's bringing people down. Like, she's going around and she's being like,
right.
Well, if I'm being brutally honest, and that was the whole theme of Untucked and some, from as a reflection on the episode.
Right.
But she keeps saying, yeah, I'm being brutally honest, and she went for Jocelyn. She'll just say what she means to say, and I think because we don't have any other information on her,
right.
It makes her look mean.
Right.
Whether or not she's mean-spirited, I don't know.
I think, and again, the editing this season, the show is not the best edited, not cut well. Sorry, I'm fighting a cold.
There could be other things that are cut well.
Snot back. But I think there are certain shows that are built based on editing because they don't have enough footage or story to build on. So
I feel like tonight was that.
I feel the opposite. I feel like they had too much to deal with, and it was just choppy. Like Bryce just said, the exit interview with Bianca was just like, she said like 2 things, and then it cut to Courtney, and it was just like, But aside from that, there were a lot of other things. Like, again, I would rather spend more time. Sorry.
I just hit my tooth. I have giant horse teeth, and I just hit my tooth on my cup, and it was loud.
You guys want to add another caller to the line?
Depends on who the caller is. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if we
wait, as long as it doesn't bounce, Bryce. I can't afford that again.
It might have. No, I'm just kidding. We got both of them on the line now.
Oh, okay, Bryce, and who else? Who do we have?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Who is this? State your name.
Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Hello.
How are you? Well, I hope.
Don't be shy, Sean.
Yeah. Speak up.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
It's distracting because I think the live feed is out of sync with the phone.
Oh, yeah,
it is. Turn it off.
So turn it off and just listen to us. And then you can go back and watch us
I'll do
later.
that gladly.
Okay.
Go into the light.
Where are you from, Sean? Remind us. Sean is a Twitter follower of ours as well. Mm-hmm. So remind everyone where you're from. They're calling from.
Oh, I'm from Pinole, California.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
The Bay Area, about 30 minutes from San Francisco.
Got it. So what is your take on this episode, Sean?
Oh my God, it was boring.
Well, I have to agree with you, and I think every season, when it comes to the last episode and the video, it's just not there. It's uneventful.
I love the Glamazon video, though.
No, okay. This is another thing I'm going to get with is the whole, the judging and not seeing the final product. I was just like, can we see the video?
Yes.
And they're going to show it next week. I get it, but that was my big thing. I don't know what that was. That sounded like someone.
It was anticlimactic.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I was like, I know Darian's going home. I know that.
So there was no big surprises for you.
No, and it didn't really engage me.
Right. Interesting.
That was good.
What'd you say, Bryce?
I said Darian, that was the best part of the episode.
Well, here's the thing. Pause.
Pause. Check it. Take it. Write it down.
And sorry, not sorry. I feel like I'm cutting myself off. I feel as though there was no real standout as far as the challenges were. I thought they were all even
Yeah,
keel.
I did.
And I think it might have come down to the final question.
Yes.
And I think that was the make or break for Darian. I think that.
And I think she absolutely bombed it.
I agree. And I think because what she did, she kind of read each contestant. And I don't think that bode well with Ru or whatever.
When you think you're the shit, but you're the most busted queen up there.
He said it on us. By the way, he said it. He's a caller. He can't get in trouble for it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you say? Repeat, please.
Don't be shy now, Sean. Sean, what did you say?
I just said just thinking back to, when you have been consistently the worst, and yet you act like you're the top shit going into the bottom four. I mean, the top four, excuse me.
Or bottom, however you look at it.
I was just like, I checked out partway through the episode because there was no surprises. It didn't engage me. And I'm just like, okay, this is nothing new. I mean, I like the fact that Darian kind of revealed her, the incident with her mom back, when she was first coming out and dealing with this. I would have liked to have seen more of that during the season, but other than that, it was like, I don't care about you. I'm sorry.
Right. I want to harp on this point, and I want to kind of wrap this up. But it wasn't Darian who brought it up. Did anybody else notice that? When Ru was giving the interview, Darian did, unless the conversation went totally different than what we saw, Darian did not give that information up. Ru was the one that brought it up, and I find that very kind of shady, because it's like throwing your dirty laundry out for the world, because obviously Ru and the producers know that this, and I actually have to give Darian credit.
They also only know the information they're given. And I bet it has to do with the fact that when you apply for this contest, they're looking for people with stories.
Right.
So it's like everybody writes down their story, and whether or not that comes to light, everything's fair fodder.
But I have to give Darian props for not using that as an excuse, as a crutch, because we've seen in previous seasons, and I always bring it up, Roxy got left at the bus station, she cried about it and boo-hooed, and it was the biggest deal, whereas other people, either it was done in Untucked, and or Trinity came on and she had a purpose, but with this one I kind of felt that it was done in poor taste for Ru to throw it out there, because it kind of came out of nowhere, and it was kind of just to get some kind of emotion or something or another.
Doesn't that go back to when they have the boyfriend or the mom call in right before they're about to go back on stage and do the lip sync?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a continuation of that trope or recurring instance in Drag Race?
Right.
It's deliberately done to get the viewers to be like, oh dang.
And and again, this goes back to my whole theory that this show is completely, there's a formula and there's a way that they're going about doing things. And I think this could have been one of the reasons why Ben got let go earlier. I think she should have been in the Final Four. Mm-hmm. And I think that she was let go because there was this story with Darian and her, getting kicked out, and it never came to light until now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
But actually listening to this podcast where they interviewed Ben Delacreme, and Ben was saying from day one, Ben is his whole drag shtick is burlesque, and he said from day one he felt like they didn't like the fact that he was a burlesque queen, and he actually said in the interview that he really didn't even expect to get to the final three. And something else that came up in the interview I found very interesting, and I don't know if they do this anymore, but in previous seasons they would let the queens know that they were about to be voted off prior to the actual main stage. I don't know if they do that in the later seasons, but it's been confirmed by at least 3 different queens that they knew they were going home even before the lip sync even took place.
Oh,
wow.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Well, when we had Willem, he knew that particular episode, the Frenemies episode 2 seasons ago, that he was going home.
He knew that, though, because he was stealing stuff.
We know that, but, like, this is something new
They have to know what to write on the mirror.
Well, even Ben, her message in a line of her message, she said that when it was between the two, her and Darianne, she knew that she was going to be leaving. So, yeah, that I don't know. Maybe Tony knows. We'll ask him when he comes back.
Hey, off the first time, then why drag it out for 3 or 4 more episodes and then put her in the exact same situation with Darianne and then vote her off? Then?
Well, again, I think because I think. Bryce, you probably brought it up a couple of weeks ago about how how there are a certain number of queens during certain number or at a certain point in the competition, and again, this was supposed to be only 3 and it was 4, and I think that was one of the reasons why the 2 of them didn't get, or one of the 2 didn't get eliminated the first time, so that they can do this whole. And I think another thing for me about this episode, it would have been much more interesting had they not known ahead of time that somebody was going home.
Yes.
I think had they gone through the whole challenge without the threat of elimination, I thought it would have made it interesting that at the last minute, Ru was like, okay, bye. Yeah.
Bye.
It would have made it a little bit more interesting. So there you have it. Hey, guys, we got to let you go. Sean, Bryce, thank you guys for calling us.
Thank you so much.
Before.
Sean, where can we find you?
Oh, at Sean Duckworth on Twitter. At DeBourghs, DeBourghs on Instagram, and Picking Lentil Bitch on Tumblr.
Yes.
And Bryce, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me at Call Me Bryce Lee on Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thank you guys so much again for calling. Thank you for all your tweets. Keep
See
them
you
coming.
on YouTube.
Yeah. And we'll see you on YouTube,
We'll see you guys on YouTube. So I want to give shout outs to Eric Ginsberg. Twinsburg. Twinsburg.
Yeah. Really? Is that a place?
No.
Okay.
I was trying to say Twitter follower, and it came out as Twinsburg, and I really apologize.
Do you need a Red Bull?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
I'm sorry.
I only had 1 coffee today, and I usually have more than 1.
You lose.
Steve is not sympathetic to my problems. And
That sounds like a personal
and Jamie Lizardo,
Okay.
Hey, Jay.
also a Twitter follower.
I want to give a shout out to Ace, who ripped me last week. And if you're watching, I'm sure you are, you can call us and rip me some more, because she sent me a Twitter that I thought I responded to. And I do apologize, and I thought I responded, and then she ripped me last week, and I wasn't here for her to rip. So thank you for calling and ripping on me last week. I really appreciate it. And by the way, when I'm not here, I do watch our after show. Not because I want to hear my name called, but I want to support you guys. Because I love you too.
Oh, thank you.
And Tony.
But I actually watch it to get missing information.
That's true.
Because if I skip an episode, I don't want to come in and be like, I don't know what they talked about last week.
Yeah. Well, you kind of can gauge where are we going with the ship.
So
there was no mini challenge. The main challenge was basically
the music video, and then some acting.
Well,
stuff.
the acting was basically an ingenue who just arrives, and she turns in. Her name is Sissy, which we can get into a conversation about that, because that can be offensive.
Oh, don't start.
Ladyboy can be offensive.
Whatever.
We talked about this whole she-male thing, and I can't let it go. I think it's just so ridiculous. And I can't wait for the finale, because I want Ru to address it. Because this whole season has been...
Do you think she would?
I would hope so, because for the simple fact that this season it was already taped prior to this whole controversy, so it's never really been brought up on this current season. So I think it should be brought up at the reunion, and I think it should be addressed.
RuPaul.
I think
I don't think she will.
I think some of the phrases that are used in drag, aside from she-male, like if you talk about sissy and
Girl,
right, and all these other things, I think in those instances it's trying to reappropriate terms,
right,
And I feel that for drag, they feel that they can reappropriate certain terms because if somebody calls you a name and you're reappropriating it, it belongs to you now.
Right.
And so I think the only difference with she-male is that the transgendered people felt that she-male was their term to reappropriate, and maybe they don't feel represented by RuPaul because RuPaul is not transgendered. I'm not sure. And so maybe that is why they felt it was more of an attack rather than a reappropriation.
Right. And I hate, okay, whatever. It's whatever. You know what? This reminds me of the time when we were talking and you said, you called me a sissy. And I thought, and my reaction was like, what did you call me? Because for me growing up, sissy was like you, it was derogatory. You're a faggot. You're a sissy. And that word haunted me for the longest time. And then we had a conversation that it meant.
Let's clear it up.
Let's clear it up. Go for it.
It was just another way for me to say sister.
Sister.
Sass.
And I took it, and I had to, yeah. And I literally was like, I didn't get upset. I did.
Kenny's sensitive.
I'm hypersensitive, but now I'm learning to like
roll with it.
Exactly. So there you go. There you have it, America.
Don't empower other people.
So Sissy was the main character, and she went from an ingenue to the international supermodel of the world. Okay, that's been done before. They brought in Jamal Sims as the sissyographer. Why? What was that for?
I was hoping for Giannis Marshall, but that wasn't going to happen because they had to kind of dumb down the choreography. But that's what we got, and clearly, I guess he looked good on camera.
He did look good. I didn't mind him. He's done a lot of things. I IMDb him. He's done Hairspray.
Ooh.
Step Up. He did the Step Up movies, and I think these were all either as choreographer or actor or both.
Yeah.
And he's done Footloose and some other awards. So yeah. So he did the choreography, and it made it seem, in the first segment, it made it seem like Bianca was struggling, but I feel like Darian was the one that really...
I feel like Darian struggled the most. And I feel like, and again, you guys know I'm Team Adore now, so...
Clearly.
So I don't know how much that jades my perspective, but I thought she slayed it.
Adore?
And this, yeah, I thought she slayed it, and also... comparing it to when they did those challenges earlier in the season that were acting challenges, and she was okay. Like she did a good job, but it wasn't like she didn't stand out. Like I felt like she really stood out here.
I think she did better this time than she did early in the season.
Yes, I think she slayed it.
But I think each one of them kind of just, they were all on the upslide. I didn't think anyone did bad.
No, I didn't think so either.
But you know, it was the highlight for me was the treadmill. I love the green screen treadmill, and Bianca said it. she said you put heels, you combine heels, treadmill, and a fan, and it's a flashback to Hurricane Katrina. That was hilarious.
Bianca was killing me this whole episode. I was laughing so hard.
I was just about to say that could be offensive to people who actually lived in New Orleans at the time.
She's from New Orleans, though.
But I'm saying, but it doesn't matter. We're hypersensitive. There you have it.
But she was killing me the whole episode. I was like writing down quotes, and now I can't find them through my notes.
No, just consult your notes.
Just consult my notes. Quiet, everybody. Keep going.
Well, here's the thing. Pause. I think that the actual dance challenge, I would have liked to see more of it, and I would have liked to see less of them, because whenever they're in the workroom, they were saying the same stuff that they were saying in Untucked.
Yes.
It was just kind of like, what am I watching?
Yes.
And again,
I felt like those were prompted conversations.
Yes, and I think had the show, we're down to the wire. If the show is a half hour longer, as if Logo has anything else to do with their programming time, I think it would have been fine. No, look, don't get me wrong. Like, they show reruns of Golden Girls and Living Single, which I love, by the way. But it's like, this is the only
it's original
programming that they have now. I mean, they've tried A-List and what was that little girl, whatever, and they all failed. This is the only show that you have. Spend 2 hours and get me untucked. I'm okay with that. But like this is just too choppy, and I feel like I didn't get all that I wanted to.
It's been a recurring theme. I think they've been cutting things off. I said it was choppy before.
Right.
I wish we could see more of certain things, and it's. I don't know how much longer this show is going to last.
Well, here's the question. Here's the thing. Pause. How do you reinvent this show? You know, how, like, for example, Dancing with the Stars, they bring in new challenges and they try to mix it up, which, by the way, I stopped watching because I think people now are, like, taking dance lessons with the hope of being on the show, so that's kind of unfair. But how do you, Project Run, like, I do like the treadmill thing. That was something new. I hadn't seen that. How do you, like, take this show that's been on 6 seasons already and make it fresh and
don't make it fresh. Don't make it fresh. Just strip it down. We just want to see drag queens compete. I don't care if you have the same formula every season, but stop over editing and stop dicking the soup. Seriously, we just got a genuine show where you actually see some of the actual finished products. I think people would still watch it. To be honest, that's my honest opinion.
You don't watch it for like the fights and the backstabbing.
It's gonna happen anyway,
right?
You think so?
You have when you have that many people in a confined space and they don't have access to anyone but those other people.
It's gonna happen anyway.
And I also I like this year where they had half the queens first, half the queens in the next episode.
Yes.
I thought that was different. If you do little programming changes like that or like challenge changes,
as opposed
to
to
spice
script
it up.
manipulation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I think they've been doing all this time. But
that's what I mean.
Let's go back to the treadmill and Courtney. Okay, so was I the only one that noticed that when Adore did her treadmill, she was lip syncing to the song? So was Darienne and so was Bianca. But when Courtney
was just going to town.
Her mouth was moving, but I don't understand. By the way, she had baby antlers, and I didn't understand that either. So if
they were cute.
No, they weren't.
I thought they were
cute.
cute.
What the hell is sticking out from her hair? It's like, what is this?
I loved Adore's lip sync though, and how she was doing all her like shimmy down to my crotch moves, and then Darienne just did the same thing.
And I think I have to agree with you on Adore being a better lip syncer. Did you say that? Or maybe you did. Maybe I'm.
I just said she was. I just felt like
you think
she
she's the
killed
best at everything.
No, I just think that in this episode, I do think very highly of Adore, obviously.
Right.
But I think in this episode, she killed every single challenge.
I wonder, because I liked her outfit too, and apparently.
Are we at runway yet?
No, not yet. Hold that thought. I think that I don't know if they were giving outfits. Maybe because she is a big girl. I wonder why they always have to put her Darienne in a big jumpsuit. I wonder if that's by choice or what have you.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh well, we'll never find out. Well, Tony probably knows. He knows everything.
The answer is ask Tony.
Ask Tony. Get on his couch and ask Tony. So the scenes were improvised. The first scene was the ingenue scene where, hello, we've done this before in the Rusical, where the ingenue comes. She's like Wizard of Oz, blah blah blah. It's been done before. Give us a new scenario. Which I do like RuPaul. I think RuPaul was the best part of both scenes.
I like eye patch director RuPaul.
I like Charles though.
Yes.
And it was funny when Bianca came in and she was like, "Oh hi, nice to meet you." Oh, she did a double take.
Yes.
I just felt like it was Ru adding to her reel so she can do a movie soon. That's all I felt.
She's really good.
No, I agree.
She's fun to watch.
She pulled off a great Australian accent.
Yes, I thought so too.
That was great.
I agree. I'm just saying. I think maybe she might be fishing for a movie role.
She can probably do one.
She should.
Yeah. I would totally watch it.
I think this season, maybe I'm wrong, as opposed to previous seasons, I felt like there were more instances of Ru in these like other Ru costumes that we don't normally get. It's usually like Ru in Ru drag or Ru in like workroom outfit.
But I feel like for this episode, because I'm comparing this episode to previous final episodes where they do the video. I think this was her best performance. RuPaul, I'm talking about RuPaul, because it was something different.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just kind of the same, you know, the courtroom judge, and I forget what happened the 2 seasons ago, whatever. But this one I thought was a lot different because she wasn't in drag. She was the total opposite.
Other characters, yeah.
Exactly.
Which she is also good at.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Runway.
Let's go to the runway. Fine.
No, Jacque, you have something to say. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I felt like, well, I know you guys feel like this is a setup for Adore because of the storyline where it's like struggling at the beginning and then doing really well at the end. But there was another mention of Bianca doing, and this is, I feel like this is, some people compared it to Chad Michaels, where it's like you're just doing consistently well and nothing scares you. And Ru pointed that out, and Ru told her in her interview that she thought she was one of the better players they've had ever. And I think that
do we not all agree though?
I agree.
I agree. I agree that she's been
down.
doing consistently well. And so even though, like, for me watching this, I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of Adore and she did such a good job because she's come a long way. Well, it's interesting to me that Bianca at the end has this argument that she's learned a lot and everything, which I'm sure she has, but you're just watching it and you're like, the whole time, like, people knew you were doing a good job.
But here's the thing. Pause. I think that it was a little unfair. Not unfair, but I think Michelle pointed it out, and I think this is unfair to Ben because Ben has his style of drag, and it was pretty much the same. Bianca has that same,
she has the same style.
One style that it wasn't a variety of different things.
But they all have a style. I thought, was it Darian who pointed out that they all have a style, and it's like you're doing the best in your style of drag, and it's like who's to say if that's somebody's favorite or not?
But go ahead.
Because Adore has a style too.
It comes down to the it factor, because there's a lot of things that people don't like about Adore as far as her style and her shtick and her drag, but she has charisma. She is as charming as anybody can be. And as sharp as Bianca is, she still has the same type of charisma. There's something about her that people are drawn to.
Right. Yes.
And if it's not watching her rip somebody, you can almost enjoy being ripped by her because at the end of the day, you don't really take it personal. And it's funny. It's funny as shit.
And then, and on the same token of that is that it's also great to watch her help other people, you know? And, you know, that's also... There's always that redeeming quality. If you don't like somebody, but there's something about you that I can like hold on to and run with, then I'm okay with that.
It's a redeeming factor.
I think with both of them, Adore and Bianca, it's like they both, not only do they have this like it factor, but the it factor could be something that they're relatable. Not only are they good drag queens, but they're also relatable, and they have kind of these stories that people relate to as well. Right. Whereas I think the problem people are starting to have with Courtney is that there hasn't been enough backstory where you don't understand where this person's coming from.
I feel that she's culturally unrelatable. I think that's what's holding her back, is there's a cultural context that's missing from her.
Right. Anyway, the runway.
Cam's favorite part.
Yeah. I want to start with Adore.
I wanted to start with Dobby. I actually have to say he looked good this episode.
Okay, but
he looked healthy.
I am so
the
glad
makeup was better. He was wearing a nice, I think, a coat.
I think I'm so glad you brought up Dobby, because I was a little disappointed. Because we've seen in the past that he is notorious for ripping on these outfits, and he was so subdued this.
Yes, he was very subdued.
I was actually shocked because when Adore came down the runway, I could have sworn that he was gonna rip her, because I thought she was the worst dress, and I thought Courtney was a close second, because again, this is season 6. And they've already done their best drag earlier in the season, but there's got to be something to wow me. This is the last time you're on the runway, and I was just like, is this all? I wasn't expecting much from Adore. I already knew going in. I already knew that was. But for Bianca, I was kind of expecting more. For Courtney, I was kind of expecting more. And I actually thought Darian Lake was the best on the runway this week.
In relativity, yes.
From what I got.
But then again, it's like you have to think, for me, that was the best Darian's ever looked on the runway ever.
Correct.
Like, that dress was perfect for her.
So we got a sense of difference for me, I think. And Courtney was just, again, showing off as a female impersonator.
Yeah.
That's what I get
And
from
I
her.
think
I'm not
that's-
saying she's a bad drag
The
queen.
only
Yeah.
problem I had with
Great.
Adora's outfit, because I did like the dress and the hair. The only problem I had were that her tights didn't match her skin. So you could tell that she was wearing tights.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a problem with her wig. I didn't like her wig at all. Her hair was janky to me. My perspective. I thought her wig was jank.
I have to agree because
my-
I love that hair. I loved
no,
it.
because
It's so her thing.
I thought me and Davi were ESPN because when she came out, I thought it was a headband too. I was like, oh, okay. And then, we got a close up of the dark roots, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, he was subdued. I would have liked.
Maybe he's just feeling good because somebody gave him a sock finally.
Okay, fine. So
I can't help it.
Bianca's dress.
It's the same thing she's been wearing. all season.
and,
Same silhouette.
but I didn't mind it. Again, I was just like, oh, okay.
We want them to push. I get it, but sometimes you gotta know when to stick with what you're good at.
Yes.
And take the middle road.
To be safe.
Ride it to the end, girl.
But at the same time, didn't we rip last season, or you
did.
guys ripped last season for the final three? Who, I think Roxy might have been the only one that kind of wowed us. Oh no, was it Alaska? Either way,
Alaska never wowed me.
It was like, this is the end. This, like, show me something big, or not even big. Like Courtney, when she came out, was like, really?
I felt like they were trying to show something that was true to themselves rather than show-stopping number. Because I feel like they have done, each of these queens has done a show-stopping number. Like, they each have their own show-stopping outfits. I felt like this was more of, like, this is who I am.
No, but prior to the runway, they were, Bianca and Courtney, they were like, oh, I have this, and, this has feathers, and I was like, oh, this is going to be really good, and then we get to the runway, and I love Adora's little, like, she was watching, she's like, oh.
She's so cute.
And that's why we love her, obviously,
Yes.
but I was just like, this is danger zone for Adora, because these girls are going to, like, turn it out, and I was like, yeah, it was just lackluster. But I did like Darian's look. I did appreciate, what she had to offer this runway compared to whatever was left. I actually thought, you said it before, I wanted Courtney to have some more ass. It was just kind of flat. Oh,
They said that on the episode.
Funny story.
Not this episode, last episode.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching this at work with some straight guys, and this was their first experience watching Drag Race, and it was actually, they didn't watch the whole thing. They only watched the runway part, and it was funny to get their take on not knowing any of these queens, and the same thing I've been saying all. They said Courtney was plain. They actually liked Darian's. Like, they said that she looks like a real drag queen, and it was just really interesting. And they thought Dora was tore up. It was just really interesting to get straight men's who's never seen a single episode of the show, only watching this runway and just being here.
Do you think they should? Do you think
it was the best thing?
Do you think it would be
Penny
interesting?
straight.
Do you think it would be interesting if they had like two straight men judges on one episode?
They did. They have.
They have?
John Sally and Rick
Oh, yeah.
Fox.
Oh my gosh! I apologize.
Jacque
That's
has just
fine.
been fired.
I know, right? Oh my
And
gosh!
it was, and I love that because it was really great to see straight men being,
Yes.
comfortable in their own skin and having
Yes.
no problem. Because I think maybe Rick
I
or
totally
one of
forgot
them, they were
that.
like, I actually thought it might have been Carmen Carrera's season. I will go back and I'll get. And
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah,
'Cause,
because
what was the midget?
Kenya Michaels.
No, but Kenya Michaels was an on-Carmen.
Yeah, that was two different
season.
seasons. So it was one of those seasons.
Then it
I
was
think it
Kenya
was
Michaels.
one of the and they actually thought that she was a real woman. So yeah. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was I was feeling bad for myself right now.
What was your obviously you? What was your favorite look? Adore, I'm sure.
Oh my god, seriously?
No, I
Oh,
actually like Courtney's look. I thought Courtney was my favorite.
I thought she was pretty. Don't get me wrong, I thought she was pretty. But for me, and again, it's all perspective and personal, subjective, I guess, decision. But it was boring to me. She was beautiful. She is a great female impersonator.
Impersonator, yeah. Does
Rock
not
on.
make a great track.
But I do
It
think
can, but maybe she's just subdued as well. Who knows?
I do think Darian's look was the best for that she's ever had.
As
I don't
far as
know.
progression, maybe in
I
progression.
always want her to wear more jewelry. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm okay with she's no Jocelyn. I mean, we're not gonna bejewel her down from head to toe, but I actually like this. I was okay with it. Okay.
I'm a jewelry person though, so I'm always like, I want them to wear more jewelry.
What do you guys think of Rue's look? It's kind of like rainbow with the whole.
It was cool until you realized that the belt was made out of like, what are the Fruit Loops? It looks like it was made out of a Fruit Loop.
Oh.
Fruit roll up.
Yeah, Fruit roll up. That's a.
I didn't mind it.
The shiny texture.
It was, and it clashed with the actual dress.
I was okay with it. I actually liked this dress. It was a little different than what we've seen.
I just wish the belt was different.
I like different.
I was just glad Dobby looked healthy. No, I'm serious. He looked healthy this time.
He did look healthy.
He looked like he ate a meal.
Like a full
He looked good. No joke. No shade. And just he looked healthy. He looked like the makeup was on point. He was dressed well. He looked like he was actually paying attention. Maybe that's why he wasn't so cranky.
Probably. Because I'm used to him. Like,
I mean, shout out to Santino.
But you know what, though? I actually think this whole season he's been kind of like subdued a little bit because
he has been for him. He has been for him.
Because he's ripped on like past contestants. Where I remember season 1 when Tammy and the reunion, like that was a fight almost. That he ripped them so hard that it made some of them cry. I don't know, but
he made Latrice real angry that one time. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Calling him bald or whatever it was.
Yeah. So maybe he's like toning it down. I don't know. Maybe he wants another show. I don't know. Who knows? So the worst part for me of this episode was the lip sync for your life.
Horrible. Sorry, Adore.
Here's my problem. I'm not gonna say here's the thing. Here's my problem with this. You have 4 queens. I hate it when they do it with 3. I'd rather you do 2 at a time.
Yes.
Or don't do it at all.
Yes. What's interesting is one of the fans tweeted me and said that they thought of me during the lip sync because I thought of you too. Because I always hate the split screens, and I did feel I don't even think it was a split screen in this. I think actually, if there was like an organized 4 split screen where it was like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Mm-hmm. Then it might have organized it better for me. No. I don't know, because there's still too many people on the stage for you to assess what is going on.
I would have liked a wide. Okay, I would have liked a wide shot of the whole stage to see movement. Number 1, I didn't mind the split screen, but it was too quick that I would focus on one person, and then I would focus on and so I'm missing a whole lot.
The stage isn't large enough to do a split screen. Or because you get pieces of other person's body in the shot, and it's just a big mess.
Because at first it started out, they were doing close-up and a little wider on each person. Mm-hmm. And then they started doing Adore and Bianca. And then it was just like, I don't know what I'm watching. I thought of you. I thought I was going to have an epileptic seizure. It was like, I can't judge on who's doing what.
I was very confused. So, and still at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know who won that lip sync. Because I'm confused.
Yeah, it was the worst thing. And I jumped ahead of myself because I wanted to get to the question that we all want to know.
That's actually what we should sit on. We should sit on the question. Let's sit on it.
So I'm not sitting on anything except for this chair. The question, of course, is why do you think you deserve to be America's next drag superstar? Jackie.
Because I'm the only person on this show who wears costumes.
I love it. Why should you be America's next drag superstar? Cameron.
Because I can keep up with Bianca all day. Let's do it, girl.
Kenny, why do you think you should be America's next drag superstar?
Because I have charisma.
Phone a friend.
I like to use my phone a friend, please. Bryce, are you on the line? No. I think because I have uniqueness, charisma, nerve, and talent. I spelled it wrong.
How did he get the talent?
Wait, we didn't ask Steve why he wants to be America's next drag superstar.
Steve?
Well, guys, I think I should be the next drag superstar because I have a brand new car as well as a nice set of no facial hair right now. So you guys can go ahead and tune in Tuesday nights Chasing Maria Menounos on Oxygen. It's a great new show starring our founder Maria Menounos and her boyfriend Kevin Undergaro of 16 years. It talks about AfterBuzz TV, talks about their life, talks about marriage and kids. Check it out Tuesdays on Oxygen at 10 p.m.
Okay, so this is a compliment, Steven. He sounds like Jesse.
He does sound like
I thought
Jesse
I was
Kennedy.
listening to
Okay,
DJ
first of all,
Jesse.
no,
Jesse.
they don't sound at all alike.
Just now he did.
Steven, I think your voice is very perfect for radio. So I'm sure
You
you'll
should
be
do
leaving us
voiceover.
soon.
Do voiceover. So I'm
gonna do voiceover.
Oh gosh.
And he does animation too. That's great. So okay, answer question and answer. Who do you think nailed that question and answer?
Bianca.
Steven.
Besides Steven. Steven's not in the competition.
Oh yes. He is.
Bianca.
Why?
Because I felt she was the only person who had a vulnerable answer.
You didn't watch the show. How do you know?
Yeah, what you hitting your buttons for?
I agree with Jackie. Because it came off genuine. There seemed a very genuine feel to her answer.
I loved Bianca's answer as well. Again,
But-
I know she had a long-winded answer, and it felt they just chopped it. Like I know it was more. I know it was more, and I wanted to. That's something that I want to hear. I wanted to see more of it. I didn't like Darian's answer.
No,
because
because
she
it was
ripped on everyone,
Yeah.
and she didn't. Not only did she, here's the thing: if you're gonna, sorry,
Not sorry.
if you're gonna rip on somebody, but make it like boost yourself up. I don't even think that she like. It's like saying, "Oh, I don't like that shirt, but this shirt I'm wearing is very nice, and it's H&M, and it feels so nice." You know what I mean? It's like she didn't answer the question. She just made everyone feel bad.
Yeah.
She deflected.
And I think I agree with Rue where Adore's answer was very
Childish.
It was a very
immature.
23-year-old answer.
But again, what do you expect?
I don't think they were angry at her.
No, I was like, I
So
didn't.
where are you going with that?
I don't know.
Adore, I love you.
We
And
all
I
love
didn't.
Adore.
I didn't take it as like I wasn't offended by it or made me angry or whatever. I was just expecting because also she's told more of her like personal stories up until this point. I was expecting something more personal.
Right.
Here's the thing.
Pause.
I thought about it last night while watching the episode after that question portion, actually, and then also again it came back up in Untucked, and I realized that for me, I think that Bianca actually is a true drag queen. I think that this is her niche in life. She is comfortable and she thrives in the drag comedy lane. It made me sad to think that Adore only wants to do drag. Like she wants to do this until she's 40, which is nothing wrong with that. But I just think that her talent is so immense that it's almost like it's kind of wasting it. Especially since she likes to be on stage. She could do so many other things besides singing. I think it's almost like she's limiting herself. But because she's young, hopefully she gets some guidance to kind of open up doors for her.
I kind of want. I am not being played off right now because I have a little bit more to say. I kind of think that. You know what I want to see? I want to see Bianca kind of take Adore under her wings after the show, and like teach her and like guide her the way that she was guided. What are you doing? I don't care. And guide her, and because I do think she has the talent to become a RuPaul. You know what I mean? I think she has that, and she has
a lot
following.
of talent. She has a lot of talent.
So yeah, we're not done yet. So,
This is talent, folks. Talent.
Darian Lake was eliminated. I don't think that was such a big surprise.
No.
Because I think they kind of pointed out, or Courtney pointed it out in Untucked, that she was the bottom 4, or she was number 4.
Which is weird because Courtney pointed out that she thought that Darian probably did the best in the challenges. So, whatever. Let's be honest, we're all just rooting for Bianca and Adore anyway.
Exactly. So, let's do predictions before we get cut off again.
I'm having epilepsy.
Thank you.
And now,
She said
your
apoplexy.
AfterBuzz TV
Apoplexy.
prediction.
And I'm not
Okay,
making fun of it. It's really.
These are the last. This is the last. This is it. So I want you guys to guess who should win and who will win. Cameron, who should win?
Who should win?
Who should win?
Bianca.
Who will win?
Adore.
Jackie, who should win?
Adore.
Who will win?
Adore.
I think.
Because I think Bianca's going to win All Stars. I think that's how this is going to be set up.
I don't like that. I think Bianca should win, and I have to agree. I think Adora will win. It's pretty sad. Yeah. What? Last thoughts. Say it.
Fuck it.
Okay, Cameron, that's your last thought. Jackie?
Team Adore.
And that's it for me. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week. Actually, we may not be here next week, but 2 weeks from now, the reunion. Tune us in. Oh, where can we find you?
At Tamakava777.
At 123Jackie_B.
Tony can be found at Lounging with Tony on all platforms. Steven, can we find you anywhere?
On Twitter at Stephen Lemieux.
And of course, you know where to find me. Right there. Thank you for Thank you for joining us. Tune in 2 weeks from now. Listen to us on iTunes, watch us on YouTube, and we're out. Thanks.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Drag you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.